Yo, man, y'all know what it is, man. I'm back with another one. This is another reaction to some more funk ass political shit that we need to discuss. And this is a topic that we need to really focus on and pay attention to because the violence is escalating in America. Let's get to this content real quick. I ain't gonna hold y'all.
In a moment, you'll hear from law enforcement officials who will share with you what they can as up-to-minute update on the situation here in Minnesota.
Oh, before I do, let me just say shout out to everybody and shout out to Fox News. Y'all know what to do, man. This is just a reaction, so let's get it. Shit.
You're going to be joined by Commissioner Bob Jacobson, BCA Superintendent Drew Evans, State Patrol Colonel Christina Bogoyevich, Champlain Park Police Chief Snyder, and Brooklyn Park Police Chief Mark Bruley, as well as the Mayor of Brooklyn Park. We're here today because an unspeakable tragedy has unfolded in Minnesota. My good friend and colleague, Speaker Melissa Hortman, and her husband Mark were shot and killed early this morning in what appears to be a politically motivated assassination. Our state lost a great leader, and I lost a dearest of friends. Speaker Hortman was someone who served the people of Minnesota with grace, compassion, humor, and a sense of service. She was a formidable public servant, a fixture and a giant in Minnesota. She woke up every day determined to make this state a better place. She is irreplaceable, and we've been missed by so many. Minnesota's thoughts and prayers are with her family, her loved ones, her children, and her parents. My prayers also go out to State Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette, who were each shot multiple times. The Hoffmans are out of surgery at this time and receiving care, and we are cautiously optimistic they will survive this assassination attempt. This was an act of targeted political violence. Peaceful discourse is the foundation of our democracy. We don't settle our differences with violence or at gunpoint. In the state of Minnesota, and as recently as last week, in the most closely divided state legislature in the country, we sat down.
But this is what happens when you guys, the Democrat Party, sit here and insinuate violence. You guys did that. You guys got on here, Trump this, Trump that, and we need to stand up and we need to not let this dictator, this, that, and the third, the Gestapo, and you guys beefed up that rhetoric. But y'all did not think that somebody else was going to turn that energy into something else and use it against y'all. See, my condolences to these people. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't gonna say condolences, they're not dead, but I feel bad. Let me just say that. I feel bad for these people. I feel bad for these Democratic lawmakers. Even though I don't really like the Democrats, I don't rock with them. You know what I'm saying? I have my own personal issues with them, but they don't deserve to be shot and killed. But this is what you guys have done. And then y'all trying to blame Trump. But nobody has ever, you know what I'm saying? Y'all tried to send people at Trump, and I guess people coming at y'all. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but what I do know, y'all need to stop acting like kids. You guys, you politicians are in your motherfucking 40s and 50s and 60s, 70s and 80s, and y'all acting worse than the po folk. Y'all acting way worse than the po nigga. Y'all acting like kids, pointing the finger at each other. This, that, and the third. Y'all don't want to take blame for what each one of y'all have contributed to this cause, this chaos. Y'all got to take some blame for this shit. Most of this, all of this is mostly y'all fault. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't gonna say all. I can't do that because we got choices too, but most of it is y'all fault. Most of it. We don't have to do it. We choose to do it. But most of it is you guys' fault because y'all won't stop it. Y'all can eat walls. You was just down in, what was that, Washington? You know what I'm saying? You was just under pressure with all them people down there. You should have came back, man, after that show and was like, you know what? Let me just fuck all this. I don't like the president, but you know what? Let me just chill. Let's just ride with it. Let's get these people out of here. Let's just stop this shit. No, y'all ain't doing that. Y'all still ain't doing that. So my question to people, and can somebody answer this for me? What is it? Why is it that the Democrats, besides these illegals being able to help in certain industries to keep the economy flowing, why are they trying to protect illegal criminals? That's what I still don't understand. Now, I'm not saying an illegal criminal did this, but it's something going on, and people are getting pissed off on both sides. Y'all got to do something. But this is the end times, man, and there ain't no way out.
We worked things out. We debated. We shook hands and compromised, and we served the state of Minnesota together. We proved that it's possible, even in these politically charged times, to find compromise and adhere to the principles of democracy and civil discourse. We must all, Minnesota and across the country, stand against all forms of political violence. At this precipice moment we're on, this tragic act here in Minnesota should serve as a reminder to all of us. The democracy and the debates in the halls of Congress, in state houses, in school boards, is a way to settle our differences peacefully and move society to a better place.
Well, y'all should have been doing that.
We're collaborating with all local, state, and federal agencies on a full investigation. We're committed to keeping Minnesotans informed as the situation continues. I assure you that those responsible for this will be held accountable, and each and every one of us are committed to making sure that a tragedy like this never repeats itself in Minnesota or across this country. I'd now like to turn it over to my public safety team to fill you in on the specifics of this ongoing investigation.
Another tragedy, man. Another tragedy. Sad case. It had to be some lawmakers, man. Listen, let me just say this, man. Y'all need to ease up on that shit, because y'all gonna make it hard for everybody else, man. These lawmakers, they're not gonna pay for their own bodyguards. They don't pay their own shit out of pocket. They use our money. All you're gonna make these folks do is just take our money to go hire them personal security. They're gonna tax us on something. They're gonna say, "Oh, we gotta tax this, we gotta tax that," and then they're gonna take that money and they're gonna say, "Oh well, this is happening and this is happening, so we need security," and that's where your money's gonna go. Your money's gonna go to. It's gonna be like a Tiffany Henyard thing. That's what you're gonna see here. You're gonna start seeing that more and more. And I'm not saying it's not happening, and this probably is happening, because even the president get the option to keep his Secret Service after he's done served the country. Even he gets to say, "Hey, I want to keep the Secret Service," and guess who pays for it? It don't come out of his pocket. It comes out of taxpayers' pocket. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. This shit comes out of the tax people's money. So the more y'all do this shit, if y'all not gonna hit your target, or if y'all not gonna get the main people, then quit. It's a waste of time. You're only making matters worse for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? It just don't make no sense just to be just shooting these folk. They ain't nothing happening, and then you ain't shooting the right people. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't even know who's behind what. You don't know who's doing what. You don't know who got what hand in what. So you going after the wrong people. You just wasting time and energy. You just finna go do some jail time just to do some jail time. You know, you niggas ain't hitting your target in the streets, and you niggas ain't even hitting your target doing shit like this. What are y'all doing then? It just don't make no sense. You're making matters worse for everybody else.
Thank you, Governor, and thank you, everyone, for being here today. My name is Drew Evans, and I'm the superintendent at the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. I want to start by just expressing our deepest sympathies to the communities, the family, the friends, and everybody that cared about the individuals that were gunned down today. When we have individuals like this in our political leadership, they're not only political leaders, but they're members of the community, well-known members of the community that the tragedy in a situation like this is not only for them, their friends and families, but us collectively, the communities they represent, us as a state of Minnesota as a whole. About 2 a.m. this morning, there was an original call in the city of Champlin where there was an individual that had shot Senator Hoffman and his wife. Police responded to that location. They were dealing with that and working through that process overnight. And then later on,
That's crazy.
at approximately 3:35, that another call came in when it was officers proactively checking because they knew of the incident that occurred, and they were going to check on Speaker Hortman at that time, at which time Brooklyn Park police officers encountered the individual who immediately fired at them, and they exchanged gunfire, and then the individual was able to escape during that exchange of gunfire. At the residence in Champlin, there was life-saving measures that were provided there. Both individuals were transported, as was previously noted, and they both received surgeries for their injuries at the hospital, and their conditions are at this time, both those individuals, Senator Hoffman and his wife, are both alive at this time, but they suffered gunshot wounds and are obviously in a difficult situation, but we're cautiously optimistic that they will continue to improve.
Look, let me end this right here, man. Y'all can go check this out yourself, man. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know where to go. But let me leave y'all with this, man. The people that we vote for or don't vote for, they get in these places, man. They say they're going to do this and do that. But then yet, when it's time to do this or do that, they don't do it. They do stuff like this. Make apologies for something they could have been proactive about long time ago. All you guys had to do was just enforce your immigration laws. That's all you guys had to do. You know, yes, it sounds good. You want to look out for people. You want to help people. But my thing is, you're not even helping the people in your state that needs help. You're not even helping them. Now, granted, some of them don't help themselves, and I'm not talking about them. But the ones who get on this on your news channel and say, "Hey, we've been waiting on this. We've been waiting on that. We've been wanting to do this and do that." You know, and I hear, you know, not to be controversy, but to be controversy, I hear Minnesota is for the women. I hear Minnesota is not even a man's state. So what do y'all expect when y'all picking and choosing who y'all gonna do for it and who y'all not gonna do for? Because you afraid of some kind of black takeover. It's not us. It's everybody else you letting in. You see what they doing. You see how they tearing up. Legal, illegal, whoever out there. They not behaving like they should. They not protesting. It's not peaceful protest. This is a riot. They tearing up, vandalizing cars. There's nothing peaceful about that. So y'all got people feeling some kind of way. And to the people that did this, I'm not saying it's right. What I'm saying is I understand. That's it. That's all. I understand. I wish they would understand, but they're not going to understand. They're not going to repent for anything that they done. They're just going to blame, take, and think that's the solution. They're not going to admit, hey, maybe we need to switch up. Maybe we need to stop doing this shit. Maybe we need to get the people something. Maybe we need to do something for the people. Maybe this wouldn't happen. They're not going to do that. They're going to say, well, if we had more security, if we had more bulletproof cars, if we had better satellite, if we had better drones in the air, that's what they're going to do. They're not going to take responsibility, accountability for any of this, y'all. So that's what I say it's pointless doing stuff like this. Mark my words, man. It's just very, very pointless, man. And I'm going to leave y'all with that, man. I hope y'all enjoy the content, man. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.